mother speaks.
I am Great Mother, Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic Womb, Deep Space, the Moon, Dark Matter, the Void, the Black Hole, Hathor, Isis, Diana, Mami Ishtar, Kali, Mammy, and Mother Mary. Hello, welcome to Great Mother Speaks. I'm Tammy Taylor, your manifestation muse, and today we're talking about our deepest and truest emotional state in a day and age when addiction, pain avoidance reigns supreme. The pain of us not marrying our intentions to our actions. Well, the Scorpio New Moon ain't got time for that. The new moon is the time of emotional gestation and spiritual feeling. The lunar phase indicative of the fallow season when we need to leave the field dormant so it can regenerate through rest. It is purposeful rest, the kind of purposeful rest that comes from sincere lovemaking, as indeed for but 2 days or so, the moon, Great Mother energy, and the sun, Great Father God, closely embrace one another in the sign of Scorpio. This happens once a year, and in every new moon, Great Mother, Father God recommit their vows, so to speak. And their vows are basically threefold. Emotionally, the new moon, and deeply on a spiritual level, help us articulate our emotions in loving and sincere ways so that our unique creativity can shine through. They recommit to show us how to turn pain into gain and how to release perfectionism. The new moon, this darkness of spirit before it materializes into form in Scorpio wants to take us deeply into our soul by scaling the depths of our fearful and painful emotions in order to reemerge with greater clarity, balance, and confirmation of what to hold on to, from the harvest and hunter moons we've had recently to fertilize the field, and what roots need to be pulled to die. This is how we are able to marry our intention with actions. Be sure to clock your moon sign with the birth chart calculator below. You may already know your Western or tropical moon sign, and I encourage you to use the Vedic calculator to find your sidereal or Jyotish moon sign. That's the Vedic. If you are highly sensitive, empathic, or intuitive, you'll find that it's about 24 degrees before your Western moon sign. And if you're going by the Vedic astrology, the new moon is in the final degrees of Libra and the first degrees of Scorpio, signified by the nakshatra Vishaka. It means manifestation, new opportunities, sexual gratification, determination. And so that's why we say new moon in the month. This is the new moon November reading as opposed to the new moon in Scorpio or Libra. This is a vibrational reading with Great Mother frequencies, and she's speaking to us all. But of course, communication is the accurate giving and receiving of information. So in order to receive accurate information from Great Mother, we have to first give it to ourselves, don't we? We have to understand where we're coming from emotionally. So I encourage you to do that. Please note these readings are also for your Rahu and K2 or North and South nodes. Hello, Gemini Moon people. Let's see what Great Mother is speaking to you this Scorpio New Moon. The Scorpio New Moon for you is in your 6th house. Yes, it's in your 6th house. And so that has to do with work. It has to do with work-life balance, your health, and even maybe how you're examining yourself or others, evaluating other people. And so there's some really kind of deep areas for you with regard to that. If you are in your Libra new moon, that means that you are identifying with the Vedic lunar cycle. And the phases are the same. It's just that the positioning of the moon in the celestial bodies is about 24 degrees different. You're in Libra, and so this is going to be more in your fifth house, and it's going to be more about having fun, enjoying yourself, how you're expressing yourself, and whether or not you're sharing yourself in ways that help to enlighten yourself in your life and others, or take away from that. You know, how are you enjoying yourself and having fun? Is it in a way that includes rather than excludes Gemini moon people? So let's see what Great Mother is saying to you about that. All right. Right now, where you are emotionally, you are in a place of deep shadows. And so deep shadows has to do with the dance of the light and the shadow of Great Mother, Father God, and Great Mother being that intuition, that deep space that Scorpio is inviting us into. And also with Libra going deeper into our relationships, deeper into contracts that we have with people. The emotional part has more to do with the yang expression, and so that masculine expression of the sun. And so where we see the sunlight is where we're going to see a lot of masculine energy. Of course, for Gemini, that is expressed as I think. And so what we have for masculine energy here is the crescent moon. Of course, the crescent moon is right after the new moon. So within the next 2.5 days, 3 days or so, you're going to be perhaps feeling, if you aren't already feeling, some issues of victimhood, being put upon, being mistreated perhaps, having had to run away from a situation that wasn't serving you well. We're coming off of the harvest and the hunter moons, and so there's been a lot of emotional activity, which again has more to do with the yang energy, that clear and present dance between the yin and yang energies. And so that yang active force of I think, you've been thinking emotionally. Emotions are our thoughts and our feelings. So you've been thinking that you've been put upon. You've been reacting to life as if you've been made a victim in a situation as it relates specifically if you are dealing with Virgo in the 6th house here, health, issues with the sexual organs, maybe PMS issues, maybe even issues having to do with fertility. You may be having some health issues in terms of work-life balance, just feeling tired or overexerted. Bladder, colon, rectum issues can also come up as a result of this. And so we want to really look very closely at that, because when Great Mother is coming through with such strong shadow energy as we see here with this crescent moon, that means that she's pulling us deeper, and especially with this Scorpio new moon, going deeper, just like a scorpion, into that hole in the sand, so that you can get into your intuitive side, which is more about your soul communicating to the ego, to the body mind. So the body spirit having a message for the body mind that has been thinking about these things. And sometimes it's hard to stop thinking, isn't it? Especially for Gemini, that mind just goes and goes and goes. And we see the Ankh here, Gemini people, that again, that water energy, that second chakra energy. Of course, Jupiter rules the second chakra, and Jupiter is in Scorpio now. So it's a very strong message about these intuitions, about feeling put upon, about feeling like you've been wronged in some way. And so what Great Mother wants you to do, just as this card is depicting, in the scene from The Wizard of Oz with Dorothy speaking to Professor Marvel on the side of the road when she runs away from the farmhouse. You know, she's been mistreated, right? They've tried to take Toto away from her, and she has run off, you know, to save her intuition. Toto symbolizes her intuition. And so Great Mother is encouraging you to do that. Despite what the situation is, hold on to what you know, you know, you know. We're in the new moon season right now, and so the sky is completely dark. That's the new moon, the beginning, the making plans, the rebirth. Remember, for that fallow field, for us to be able to be prepared to plant, which is what this is. It's the next phase of the moon. It's when seeds are planted that will actually grow above ground. And so she's encouraging you to prepare for what is yet to come. What is yet to come in your life. This is not the end. This is just an opportunity for you to get very clear about what it is you want to create. For you to get very clear about, okay, the field is fallow right now. What is it that I really do want to plant? You know, it's overworn, it's overextended, it's been put upon, you know, my soil of my soul. And so what is it that it's needing to be regenerated, especially if you're watching this with regard to your Gemini North Node or your Rahu in Gemini? You know, what is it that your soul is really calling you to get clarity on? That little crescent bit of light that's coming through your second chakra, which has to do with our desires of what we want to manifest in the world and the partnerships that we create outside of our birth family, or our tendencies towards safety and security that we have in order to explore into something new. Maybe there's a new seed you've been told over and over again that because of the lighting of your field, because of the positioning, the geographic area of your field, it would be great to grow this particular crop. But no one around you is growing that crop. No one around you is doing that in your family. No one around you that you know that is making money, the safety, security, but this is second chakra, and this has to do with your desires. And so is it just about money, or is that something that you really would like to plan in your life? Is what Great Mother is coming through and encouraging you to take a look at in terms of marrying what that deep intention is that you have with your actions. So actions are yang, and so the transformative opportunity is right here with the new moon in Maya. So Maya is the Hindu goddess that has to do with seeing beyond the illusion, and we do incarnate in this illusion of this physical material world, don't we? And just as Toto, as we see here in this scene, pulls the curtain back on Oz to prove that in fact he's a charlatan, what in your life is proving to you beyond a shadow of a doubt is a charlatan? It is not true. Is it a diagnosis that your genitals are unhealthy? Or is it that you have been getting some unctions and you've been feeling put upon, and you need to really take time in terms of work-life balance to look at it and see whether or not it really is, you know, to pull the curtain? You know, is it or isn't it? You know, find out what the truth is. This is a transformative opportunity for you, Gemini Moon people, to get the clarity that you need to plant the seed that you want moving forward. If this is Libra New Moon for you, my Vedic, sensitive, empathic, intuitive people, well, then this really has to do with that third eye a lot deeper in terms of what is it within yourself that has proven itself to be an illusion in terms of how you're choosing to express yourself as a partner, as it relates to having fun. How are you partnering up with people to enjoy your life? How are you balancing how you feel with regard to expressing your joy in the world? You know, are you selling yourself out so that you really aren't having fun? It's just looking like you're having fun out on the surface. Just an illusion? Are you feeding us, you know, just Facebook illusion and Instagram illusion? Or are those pictures really showing us what's behind the curtain in your true joy, your true laughter, your true childlike nature of what that authentically is for you? what you authentically think, because this is the new moon. And so the new moon is that marriage, right, of that intention and that action together, which is what we're in right now, if it's Libra new moon for you. And finally, what Great Mother doesn't want us to overlook as Gemini moon people is that thinking is a gift, and treat it like one. It's very precious. This balsamic moon card is a major card in the deck. It's when Dorothy finally does return home. This is the first card when she returns home, and she's just awakening from the dream of the illusion. Imagine that. These cards always work out that way. So she's awakening from the illusion of being in Oz, of having regained her power back from the witch. She couldn't return home until she knew for herself that she was worthy of Toto, that she truly was not an orphan, and that she had a right as a divine child of the Great Mother Father God to happiness, health, and wholeness. What is it that you need to acknowledge, Gemini moon people, with regard to the one God, one law, that you are a child of the Great Mother Father God, and that this root chakra, this grounding in security, is yours to have and to hold, regardless of what issues of abandonment or abuse you may perceive or actually feel that you are experiencing right now with regard to this victimhood. Because Sedna is the incarnation of Great Mother energies in the crescent moon phase, that planting phase, that has to do with marrying that intention to experience your highest joy. You know, she ran away. She's the inner goddess that ran away from her birth family to pursue that desire, and to this also represents the reproductive organs, to join herself with her beloved. Her father came after her and chased her down and brought her on the boat, tugging away at her home. And she was so disheartened that she cut her hands off, and they grew into fins for her to swim back to her love. So, victim? I don't think so, Gemini moon people. You are intelligent. You know how to communicate. You know how to let people know exactly what you want. You know what your joy is. You love to have fun. And you know that as a child of the Great Mother Father God, you can create exactly what it is you want in your life, just as Ishel did. Just as Sedna did, I'm sorry. Ishel is another card that has to do with creation. And that's what you're doing in this Scorpio Libra New Moon. Gemini moon people. Great Mother Speaks readings are to guide and assist us in our journey of loving detachment. And if you want more information, go to the playlist that tell you who these videos are for, or to greatmotherspeaks.info. Please remember that the resources are available to you with regard to your moon sign. So these also are relevant for your North, South nodes, and Rahu Ketu in the Vedic. Thank you so much for listening, and remember, Great Mother loves you, and I do too.
Great Mother speaks.
I am Great Mother, Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic Womb, Deep Space, the Moon, Dark Matter, the Void, the Black Hole, Hathor, Isis, Diana, Mami Ishtar, Kali, Mammy, and Mother Mary.